Hi, today we will talk about city logistics problems related to the zero emission zones or limited traffic zones, in particular to those limited traffic zones which needs a permit to enter into, a permit also for the transport operator. The first problem is related to the type of permit. Which permit? It may be an annual permit, monthly, daily, one-time permit. Is it virtual or is it physical? How to bring the permit for the transport operator? The second problem is related to the different rules which are applying in all the cities of the same region. It happens that there are different rules to obtain the permit, different time windows, different bureaucracy, and it applies also to cities which are very close to each other. The third problem is related to the enforcement. So the enforcement of the rules which are approved by the municipality. In this case, the city has two options. The first is the traditional one, to enforce with humans, with people, with which enforce the rule manually. The second option is to use technology, for example, cameras able to read the plates of the vehicles, which are in a white list managed by the municipality. Well, all these aspects were also faced several times by the public administrations. I would like to mention also the Novelog project, an Horizon 2020 project, which was active in the last years, and it involved about 12 regions or cities and more than 30 partners. According to the methodology of the project, it was possible to define several aspects related to the city logistics. In particular, it was possible to mention a methodology which included the urban freight transport understanding in order to identify the urban freight transport key factors influencing the urban freight delivery in all the cities. The development of a toolkit in order to guide the cities in selecting the most appropriate measure for the city logistics and for urban freight delivery. The evaluation tool, and at the end also the guidance tool, able to suggest to the cities the most appropriate business model for the urban freight distribution. So these activities were carried out, as I said, in 12 cities or regions, thanks to about 6 pilots and 8 case studies. Let's focus on one of the case studies developed in the Novelog project, the harmonizations of rules in all the cities of the region, so at regional scale. It was developed by the Institute for Transport and Logistics, which I represent, and from the Emilia-Romagna regional government. And together with all the cities and the region, we studied all the rules in order to obtain a permit in all the cities of the region. So we studied all the time windows and the rules to obtain the permit. Well, considering to simplify only the 4 biggest cities of the region, it was clear that there are 4 different rules to obtain a permit and about 30 different time windows which are applying to different types of vehicles and different type of categories. Well, why it is important? Because thanks to Novelog, it was possible to demonstrate the benefit of using an IT tool in order to harmonize all the rules of the region. So we developed an IT tool prototype which demonstrates that the harmonization in all the cities is possible. So after a discussion with the city and the cities of the region, it was clear that the prototype was the most appropriate solution for the definition and the harmonization of the rules at a regional scale. So the web portal allow the identification of the transport operator with a national digital identity service, which is provided at national level in Italy. Once logged in, the transport operator has mainly three options. The first one is at the informative level. So the transport operator can check which are the rules in all the cities of the region, and providing the number of plate, the web portal, which is linked with other databases with the Ministry of Transport in Italy, it's possible to check how many axes or the Euro standard of the vehicle or the dimensions of the vehicle. So it is possible to understand how to obtain the permit and where the vehicle, the specific vehicle, is authorized to go. The second option is to buy the permit directly from your office, from your computer. So the transport operator can complete the process directly from the office without any problem and without going into the municipality office. The third option is at management level. So the transport operator can manage, renew, remove, adding some other plates. So in this case, in this project, the region is very committed, and also the most important cities of the region signed an agreement in order to develop this kind of infrastructure. In this way, also the transport operators can benefit from this web portal, because we are reducing all the most important differences between several cities which are very close to each other. We are removing also barriers in order to buy the permits, and we are allowing also the transport operator to be focused on their core business, which is delivering goods.